Here we are, everyone. Another episode of Roller Pigeon Evolution here with Sam Smitty. What are we doing the video on today, Sam?
We've had a lot of requests from people asking to show the loft and to show our kit cages and reasons behind. You have to excuse the chickens; they're a little noisy today. We can't take their beaks, so you know. But so we wanted to show the lofts and the reasons why we have the loft the way it is. So come on over here.
What are we gonna show first?
We're gonna start with our kit cages. Got two kit cages here, and you notice they're a little different. I've got on the top there, I've got all these young birds out, and this is a movable piece. This piece actually will come off. If you look at this here, it slides and it will come all the way off. It's not affixed to the cage.
Okay.
And what that's for is to trap train the birds. The young birds will go in and out all day long. They become acclimated with where they are, their surroundings, and how to get in and out of the cage before they actually fly, before I actually let them out. And what I've found is by doing this, it cuts down on my loss ratio of birds about 60%. I'll lose about 60% less birds doing it this way, opposed to the same kit cage and just letting them out the door hungry. I lose way less birds this way than I've ever lost any other way. Okay. One of the other things that really you need to make sure you pay attention to when you're looking at a loss, here's another one of our kit cage setup, is ventilation. You need to make sure that your kit cage is well ventilated. You got ventilation on the top here. Your secondary door closes. You still got more ventilation. You've got a trap door that opens for your birds to come in and out. So ventilation extremely important. Being able to close the kits off individually to where you can fly one kit, close it off, be done with it. Fly the second kit, close it off, be done with it. Fly your third kit, your fourth kit, and so on and so on. You want to make sure, again, all ventilated. Clear ventilation. You got plenty of perch space. You should be able to keep 20 to 25 birds in one kit cage. A kit cage, honestly, the size of the kit cage does not matter. It doesn't affect the roll, doesn't affect anything about the birds. I've seen people fly out of a garage and roll some great birds. So having a big kit cage, a small kit cage, does not really matter. Can
I see the setup on the inside of the kit there?
Sure.
Let's see how yours are set up.
You've got plenty of perches. You got perches on the back wall, perches on the side. And one of the things that's really important is keeping your birds away from their droppings. Again, you got a slide tray to pull out to scrape all your droppings out when you're done.
Very nice kit cage. Very nice kit cage. All right. Very good.
All right. So we're going to walk inside the loft. First, we're going to walk outside here and look at the sunpans. Now, I've got the birds right now taking a bath, so all my cock birds right here are bathing. I've got bath salts in the water. Very important to have bath salts to keep their feathers clean and keep them well maintained. One of the things here is a sunpen. Sunpen is really, really important. Birds get vitamin D from sunlight. They don't get it from anything else that they eat or whatever. It comes directly from sunlight. So making sure that your birds have plenty of sunlight is very important. I think a fly pen, it just adds to the overall condition of your birds and making sure your birds are happy. They can go in and out, they can get sunlight, go back into the loft.
You said these were your cock birds here. You have the same setup for your hens?
Yeah, I do. Right on the other side here. This is the setup for my hens.
Same deal.
Nice sun pen. And if you look right up here, these are my open loft birds.
What, these here?
These
open
birds
loft?
I breed open loft. They also have their own sun pen. A little smaller, but it does the same thing. It has the same purpose. One other thing that you want to make sure is that your food supply keeps dry. So what I use is these galvanized trash cans. I keep all my pigeon food in these galvanized trash cans. My grain, my pellets, right here, my flying mix. One of the things I'll show you, my flying mix, which is what I fly my birds on, is 50% Milo, 50% wheat. And that's what they get.
50 Milo, 50 wheat. Okay.
Exactly. And so let's walk inside. Before we go inside, I want to show you something as far as ventilation. If you look down here, under where the birds are,
let me see if I can get a good shot.
Look on the other side. On the other side.
Oh, look on the hand side.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can see
over here
that.
on the bottom. You see those? There's 3 holes, 3 circular holes. Those 3 circular holes are for ventilation. You might ask, why do I have 3 circular holes on the bottom portion of my cage? The top portion of the cage, as you see, it's open. And what that does, it creates a circular channel for air. So air can go in an exact circle. Come in from the top, exit from the bottom. It does another thing, the droppings that are on the bottom under the wire, it will dry those droppings out. It makes them easier to clean, and you don't have all that moisture in your cage. What I find, if you don't have holes on the bottom, the droppings tend to stay wet. So you want to get that circular air going through there. It also helps to pull out dust, pigeon dust and feathers outside of the loft. So come on in. Over here is my open loft. These are birds that I breed. Tend to be older birds that I breed in the open loft. And they just have an easier time breeding that way. The majority of my birds I breed individual, which is not in an open loft. One of the things in the open loft that does happen, or should I say there's a potential to happen, is what you have nest jumping, when a cock will take a hen that is not necessarily his mate and breed that hen. So there's a potential for confusion in open loft. But some of the birds, like I said, I breed open loft just because I choose to. The majority of my birds I breed individual. Now, an individual, again, making sure that your birds are separated from their droppings. You've got a nice little tray, stainless steel tray, for scraping out their droppings and making sure that they keep them away from the birds. These cages, these individual cages, about 24 by 24. One of the things that I have on the individual cages is a breeding card. That breeding card slips nicely in this little tray. So when I take birds out, I know exactly what pair they're off. I know who their parents are, and it just makes record keeping a whole lot easier. So that's one of the things that I like to do, is make sure that I'm able to keep records of who my birds are off.
Do you know the size of, like in general, the loft, the size of the open breeding, the size of the individuals, things like that?
Actually, I don't. I designed this cage, but I don't remember the exact dimensions of the cage. If you look over there, there's a break-up pen for the hens. And again, very roomy. Birds got plenty of room to fly around in there.
There's the ventilation holes that he was talking about here.
Yep. And on the bottom, the grid to keep them away from their droppings.
Okay, very nice setup here, Sam.
Okay. One of the things that I want to make sure that everybody does, please subscribe if you like the videos. Secondly, make sure you ask questions. You can inbox me and ask questions. And if you do ask questions, we will try to answer those questions in our upcoming segments. I don't have anything else for you guys. Thank you very much. Thanks for joining us for another session of Roller Pigeon Evolution. Thank you and have a great day.
All right, guys. Talk to you guys later. Subscribe, hit the like button, ask some questions.
All right, thanks.